So, I would like to introduce, another one. Okay. Does anybody know the conference that's coming up that ONSE runs?
Hackathon. That's one of them. Trooper. Hey.
Okay, hint, it's on the slide. In front of
APT.
Alright. What? Alright, who needs, alright, do you need a ticket? Oh, wait, really? Okay, come on up. Come on down. So, as he slowly comes up. Alright, and then anybody else that just wants to come up, they need a wristband. Okay, first one to the front that needs a wristband. I'll just...
That man needs the party.
Alright. Okay, so, I've known Bill for a while. Bill, as I think the best quote to describe him is the Heidi of HackerCon.
Which means I'm Rob Dixon's bitch, if you know who Rob is. I'm here to talk to you today about the 100% way of protecting yourself against big data. Your big data, not yourself.
You're my big data.
Do you need a rebate for aid?
I've got your APT right there.
There's a surefire way of protecting your big data from cyber. APT. In the cloud. That's fun. Can you do that again? Just trying to stretch it out a little bit. Too much. Yes, I do do another conference, AIDE at Marshall University, and I couldn't pass up the chance to tout that April. It comes up in April. It's forensics, and we call it information assurance because that's what the government calls it. It's at Marshall University in Huntington, West Virginia. I'm also a co-founder and a organizer of HackerCon, which is in October every year in Charleston, West Virginia. I'm an OSCP. I'll give up talking about this after it wears off in about 10 years because that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Haven't gone through the process. It really is lots of fun, but you also will sweat blood. And it's expensive if you're like me and you're lazy. And I need to say, before I say this, is that nothing I have to say here this evening represents the official views of Marshall University, its staff, its athletes, or the people who mow the grass. I'm an assistant professor of digital forensics and information assurance at Marshall, which is a brand new program. We're literally 3 weeks old. Before that, I worked for Lawyers, which was its own private health, for about 15 years. But I have 2 degrees from Marshall, and it's a nice place to go home to. And you might know us from this, which is kind of a sad picture because this is the 1970 football team, which perished in a plane crash. And look at this, I've screwed it up. They perished in a plane crash in 1970, which got us this wonderful movie called We Are Marshall, which got us drunken hillbillies who think they're actors who came to town to, he actually played the movie. That was supposed to be really funny, but apparently. So what's big data? What's big data? What's big data? Come on, seriously. What's big data? It's a marketing term! It's a marketing term! It doesn't mean shit! Shit. Well, it means shit, but who cares? No one one uses it the correct way, in the end, this thing becomes a blunt instrument or a sharp instrument for it's a sharp instrument for vendors to sell you shit. So let's look at another one. What's APT?
Marketing.
It's a marketing term. I might be a professor, but I'm not used to these things that you have to stand behind. So if I start ranting, running around, it's the cocaine.
I can zoom out. It's all good.
Can you zoom out?
I can zoom out. Just make sure you talk loud enough to get in that microphone.
Okay, that's what she said. So APT, it's a marketing term. Okay, you ready for another? You are too smart for this talk. What's cloud? It's a marketing term. Okay. I forgot cyber somehow. Hang on, I didn't put in the damn slides. This is what happens when you do your slides like 10 minutes before they're due and you're talking to 14 people on Skype. So that reminds me, I forgot my hacker shout-outs. Hacker shout-outs, Johnny Long, Dave Kennedy, who helped me get here to where I am today. He didn't drive me here, but in the industry. Also to Iron Geek. I didn't come to the security conference until I started watching Adrian's video, and I said, hey, that's from the drunk geeks. Hack Society, which is my hacker crew. Just don't tell the feds about a hacker crew. Prime, Glitch, Bridal, who may be here and hack it. Hack it, you here? You must be at the bar. Okay. So, what's all this marketing add up to? Phone calls! Hundreds of phone calls over a monthly period. They call me so much, I don't answer the phone. I'm afraid, I don't even answer the phone my mother calls. I'm afraid she might have been hired by a marketer. I don't know. So it's time for us to hide under our desk. And this is when, apologies to Dave Kennedy, who had a similar blog post about a year ago. It's time for us to hide under the desk for marketers. They're trying to sell us shit. Marketers, well, let's back up for a second. Not just marketers. The people who sell things, generally in our paradigm, have good hearts.
Paradigm, drink.
But they also suck, generally. They're trying to sell you something you may or may not need. So, I'm going to give you the surefire way to protect your big data from cyber, APT in the cloud. Damn it, 2 drinks.
You're still too
That's for a shout out, dumbass. Thanks. So, people, policies, and procedures. So, do you have a security awareness program? Who has a security awareness program?
Woo!
Is it boring? Yes, it's boring. It sucks. But at least you're doing something. One of the other things we need to do in this industry is turn up the value of our security awareness program. We need to do it when people come through the door, and at least once a year. And you should be thinking about repeating those messages more than once a year at annual training and whenever you do new employees orientation. And with all apologies to my friend Jay, the security is not all don't click shit. It's a little bit more complicated than that. And I hate this laptop. So users aren't stupid. They're not stupid. You just don't tell them that.
Screwballs, come on.
Really? They do stupid things as well, so we don't tell them not to do stupid things. And generally, that's the reason we should have a security awareness program. Here's an example of a security awareness message that made me very popular before I joined higher education. If you weren't locking your computer, I'd give you one of these nice little cards. Now, there's also the point of it being nauseous. I mean, to keep getting these damn things out, but at least they have an awareness message. So awareness. The other thing you need to do is try to come up with some sort of metric. If you have a security awareness program,
You said metric trick.
I'm glad I don't have to try that. That's a gambling benefits anyway. Because I'm just that exciting. So do you have any way of measuring your security awareness program? Is that better? How do you know that it sucks? How do you know that it's good? Anybody have any ideas on how you know if it sucks or it's good?
Make the attendance optional. See if you fill up the classroom.
Well, that's a good one. I never thought about that. Anybody else? I'm going to write that one down. Repeating it, testing it. How do you test it?
Repeat what she said.
I know
What she said.
What was the comment?
what she said.
Nothing was horribly wrong.
This is the worst date I've ever been on.
That's what she said.
You all are the only student. This is the winning class I've ever had. I'm totally off track. So, how do you measure it? One of the ways to measure it is, are your incidents going down? In the end, are you having less incidents? Are people getting infected less?
Maybe it's just so bad that the incidents are going down.
Maybe it's just the help desktop's working 4 months ago and they're not actually getting tickets through. And the other thing I'd have to say beyond that, in the case of policies, do you have policies? I've worked in organizations that don't have policies about anything. They made it up as they went along. Hence, working for lawyers. They think they're smarter than everyone else. No offense to any lawyers in here, but generally,
If you're a lawyer, fuck you.
Huh?
Except for Trip. Trip is okay. We like Trip. Besides that, if you're a lawyer, fuck you.
That's true too. Does your company have too many policies? Are you updating or reviewing your policies? Policies. Do you lay your policies by the pound? That's good too. Are they enforced? You can have policies, tons of policies about a lot of things. If you don't enforce them, what's the purpose of having them in the first place?
Are they really stupid?
So, what's the penalty for not following policy? Are you going to fire a $1 million a year salesman because he clicked the link? Woohoo! Makes business sense, doesn't it?
Wait, does that mean I can fire you?
Sure.
Thanks, bonus.
Because you would be here. Sucks. Also, policies, one size doesn't fit all. If you're writing the policies for a 10-person office, it's not going to work when you grow to 200 people. It has to fit the size of the organization. Procedures. Do you have procedures? You know, who orders lunch when there's a breach? Very important procedure. Who the hell do you call? I mean, I've had organizations call me and go, oh God, we've been hacked. We're going to call 911. Bad idea. Are you covered by certain rules and regulations? Are you subject to fines? Do you have a policy if you have a breach of figuring out? Do people really know, honest to God, I'm not saying this, I'm talking about security people. Does the average organization really understand that they're supposed to keep track of the data? And when it's breached, do they know what's missing?
That's someone else's job.
That's a bad policy. That's a bad procedure. What do you do when you lose a phone? Do you lose a laptop? Do you have a procedure for encryption? I mean, all this stuff is basically making sure you're doing the fundamental things right And this will protect you against a cyber APT in the cloud. And it'll protect your big data.
Stop here.
No, it's not, it's a monster. I'm going to come out and kick the girl's ass. So, people, policies, and procedures. Repeat it with me. Oh, come on. You are sleepy. Processes, procedures, the same damn thing, synonymous. If you get all this in place, I've lost complete control. I'm glad that I flew all the way here in a prop plane, sent it in a mail bag from Charleston, West Virginia. So you do all these things, you have what? A mature security program. Thank you. So then you can talk to vendors. You have a mature security program, you can talk to vendors. But before, if you're not patching, there's no reason to have a pen test. The new solution will protect you like this may very well be my last conference talk. Thank you.
Alright, so I have 4 more wristbands. Are there any ladies in the audience that need wristbands? Because they need wristbands. Okay, if this gentleman sitting way... No, I'm just kidding. Do you need a wristband? Alright, are there... Yes, come on forward, come on down. Alright, are there any other ladies in the audience? You are cute though. Nothing. Alright, are there any, no, I won't go there. Alright. Alright, this gentleman right here. You're right there. Alright. You, walking forward. There you